was to literally represent the title of this video. Overstimulated. Overstimulated. Hi, you guys. My name is Courtney J. And welcome back to another Casually Me live stream. I just feel like sighing. Like, where's my other phone? I just feel like sighing. It's just been like a lot going on. But 444, we love to see it. We love to see it. I pray that you guys had a great day. I was on here earlier. I haven't been on live this late in a long time. Y'all remember I used to do this? Hashtag vamping. Hashtag vamping. Remember we used to say vamping like years ago? But no, I'm about to eat this breakfast food. I was craving breakfast food, y'all. Even though I know that I'm probably not going to eat all of the pancakes, I'm going to try to get myself to. And I hate that. Like, I wish I understood why I can't eat pancakes or waffles in their entirety. French toast I can if it's cooked more on like the crispy side. And if it's not like really sweet. But yeah. Y'all, literally, tonight was so overstimulating for me. Yo, the amount of self-control I have is amazing. One thing that used to always like irritate my spirit, and I don't let it as much anymore because we are in control of what irritates us. I used to get so irritated when I would be the most mature person in a situation with people that are older than me. I am nowhere near a know-it-all. I don't think I know everything. However, some things just don't make sense. Like, sometimes people really just be tripping. They be doing the most and they be tripping, bro. Hey, how are you? I know it's late. I have no idea who would even be up right now. I feel like the only people that would be... I literally said no... I said no cheese. I wonder if this is going to be nasty. They don't listen. I said no cheese. That's what I'm saying. Tonight just has been a lot. Like, niggas not listening. I'll tolerate. I can tolerate. But yeah, no, it's like niggas not listening. Niggas projecting. People just doing too much. People be doing too much. Let me show you guys what I got real quick though. Hold on. I got pancakes, scrambled eggs, and bacon. Even though I didn't ask for cheese on my eggs, it's fine. But yes. Let me tell you guys, bro. But like I said, I literally get irritated when I'm in a room or in a situation with people and I'm the most mature and I'm the youngest one. I'm 24. I've always been around people older than me. The last time I was in a room full of people younger than me or around the same age as me was probably like high school. It's very rare now. You know what I mean? But I've always just had to be mature. And growing up, I didn't understand why I would be bothered to be able to articulate, oh, yeah, no, I don't care for people not understanding where I'm coming from. Because, like, how am I younger than you? And I'm able to understand a situation in a different light, and you're older than me. It took me a while. It took me a while to understand, like, you really just got to let people be in their own frequency. So when I started my spiritual journey, me learning that is really what helped me to be less triggered by people not being as mature as me, when really that could really just be, what's the word I'm looking for? In other words, I guess it could be less about people being less mature or less emotional mature, and more so about me feeling like I'm being invalidated or not understood properly and things like that. But two things can be true at the same time. I don't know. I'm just very aware of perspectives, bro. You do enough shrooms, you'll get there. I'm kidding. But no. So this particular situation, how do you do? Hi, Jalen. Jalen, when do you go to sleep? Do I date white men? I love white men. How was part 2 of your seminar? What seminar? You look pretty. Thank you. But let me tell you guys what happened at my club today. If you know, you know, I work at a club. But anyways, one of my homegirls was coming to my club to see me. Not to see me, but she was coming to the club to pick up one of our friends' items that I had. She wasn't a customer or nothing. She was coming to pick up something for our friend. Okay? You said I'm a night owl. I figure that. Because you would be the main person that would slide in my lives this late too. What's a reverse exorcism? I've never heard of that, actually. A reverse exorcism. Hi, Smiley. A reverse exorcism, is that when someone says, F this, I'm gonna keep the demon inside of you? They're like, okay, wait, actually, we don't want to deal with the demon, so we're just gonna like reverse the whole process. We're just gonna keep the demon inside of you. Is a reverse exorcism basically somebody like keeping someone possessed? That's when Satan commands the priest out of the child. Oh, wow. Hi, you so beautiful. Thank you, babe. Hi, Crystal. Greetings from Slovakia. I'm just stopping by to spread some love and positivity. Also to hit the like button so I can help with the algorithm. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Tommy. You are so sweet. I love it. But yeah, let me tap y'all in. So again, my homegirl was coming to my club to pick up something that I had that was our friends, right? Now, I've invited my friends to my club several times. How my club is set up, if you come before a certain time, you don't got to worry about like paying to get in or anything like that, right? You don't have to pay to park. You don't have to pay to get in. Like, you good. But after a certain hour, they start charging. Okay, cool. My people have never had issues coming in. Whenever they come in, I literally tell them, just tell them that you're here for such and such, and I can meet you at the door. Easy. The door girl would understand. She would understand. I would tell her right when they're there, I'd be like, hey, these are my folks. One time she gave me free passes to be able to give to them. Because my club has passes we can give out to people for free. So, for some reason, they wanted to be weird today. My friend, when she was pulling up, I told her, I was like, avoid the valet guy. I was like, I don't like him. Which my higher self doesn't feel like that, but my human self does not. We don't care. We don't resonate with his energy. And the reason why I don't resonate with him is because he wanted to harass me for a $2 tip, but then wanted to call me broke at the same time. And this was over a year ago. And I'm a Gemini. My friends say that I'm stubborn. When growing up, my father figure would say that I'm stubborn like my mom. I don't know. But maybe I can be stubborn, I guess. I don't know. But, dang, I lost my train of thought because I got distracted. By, give me a shout out. Shout out, Yelena. How are you? Do you have an Instagram? I do. See, My brain is like cluttered and all over the place. That's what I was supposed to type. Did it never pin? I never pinned it. Boom. There we go. You're welcome. I'm trying to think though. Oh my gosh, I hate when I forget when I'm telling a story and I forget where I last was. Damn it. I don't know, but I was saying something about me being stubborn, not being stubborn, but... Oh, yeah. I was talking about the valet guy that I don't like. He called me broke. And I let it go. This happened over a year ago. And maybe it's because I'm stubborn. I don't know. But I just think that if you think somebody's broke, you shouldn't try to take money from them. That's just my theory. And if you're harassing me for $2, it's crazy. Crazy. Literally crazy. But dead ass, if you think somebody's broke, if you think I'm broke, don't you ever ask me for money. Because you said I was broke, remember? So don't ever ask me. That's how I look at it. But anyways, that's why I don't talk to him. Are you near San Francisco? I want to take you to a nice Italian restaurant. I am all the way in Georgia. You said you're perfect. Thank you. Hi, babe. Hi, GSP. How are you? How you doing? You're adorable. Thank you. But yeah. So I told my homegirl, I was like, when you come, just drive past. Like, just act like you know where to go. Act like you've been here before. Just drive. Just drive. Drive and park. And when you get to the front, say that you're here for me. That's all she had to do, right? So she tells me that she doesn't see an African man outside because the valet guy is African. She was like, I don't see the African man outside. I'm walking up. Okay, cool. So then when she walks up, I guess the valet guy finds her and he was trying to charge her to come in. And I was like, no, you don't have to because you're literally just picking some up. You're not staying. You're not a customer. So then my friend said she didn't have her ID on her, right? So I don't know how she still managed to get inside, but prior to her coming inside, I was going to get one of the girls, one of the waitresses that was outside of the main entrance club door. I was going to ask her if she could give my friend what she came here for. That was already in the works. But by the time that I was going to communicate that to the waitress, my friend was walking in with the security guard. So then I'm telling the security guard, I'm like, okay, she's here to pick up something from me. She's not like, that's it. I was like, she's just here to pick up something from me. That's it, right? Okay, cool. No one says anything. I'm thinking that it's understood that she's here to pick up something. You know what I'm saying? About 20 minutes go by. You watched the live yesterday? Team you. Team you. You said, damn, now I want pancakes. It's so hard for me to finish pancakes, y'all. I think I get full from bread fast. I don't know. That's 100% it. I get full from bread fast. That's why I don't really care for Asian food, because I get full fast from the rice and stuff. And then I'm like, my blood type, we need meat. So when it's more rice or noodles than meat, I get very sad. Very. But yeah, 20 minutes go by. My house mom comes up to me and she's like, yeah, the door girl said that you waived a customer to come through without paying. I told my house mom, I was like, this is my friend. This is my friend. And my friend is here to pick up something from me. And then she was saying that I guess basically the door girl didn't know that. And I'm just like, this isn't my first time having my friends slide through. So, I don't know. I thought that when I was talking to the security guard, I thought that the door girl was also going to receive the information that this person is here to pick up something. Because we're all collectively at the door. So, if she didn't hear what was being said, okay, you didn't hear what was being said. I'm not going to fault you for not hearing. But wouldn't it make sense? Like, I'm literally still, like, it's the fact that my friend, like, how my club is set up, we have a bar the minute that you walk into the club. We have a front bar right there. My friend was sitting at the door. My friend was sitting at the bar in the chair closest to the entrance where the door girl is as well. I'm standing over there. At any point in time, if it was really that big of a deal that my friend was in here, wouldn't it make sense as the door girl to get up out of your chair, walk less than 2 feet to question why this person's here if you're confused? Doesn't that make sense? I'm literally like, what makes it even worse? The door that the door girl is in, there's a window where she can see through, and she can literally see where I'm standing at. So instead of you getting up to ask me about this person, keep in mind, I'm a very unproblematic person, okay? I be chilling. I literally be chilling. I be cool. And I feel like people know that I be cool, so they feel they can try me. I feel like I don't get tried a lot. But I feel like when people decide to do it, it's because they feel like they can, because they know that, I'm soft-spoken, I don't fight, like none of that. But don't piss me off. And then it's like, because I'm emotionally mature, I know it doesn't serve me to get, aggressive over shit that don't matter, especially on this floating rock. But I'm still going to acknowledge how I feel. That's a part of emotional maturity, acknowledging how you feel. But anyways, yeah, I was just like, okay, so she decided to hit up the house mom on purpose to be funny and to be weird, instead of just coming to me, asking me about my friend. So my house mom was like, okay, well, just tell her that your friend was just here to pick up something, right? So, this is where the stuff starts. I'm not gonna lie, I had a slick attitude. But I didn't project it onto her. I could have, but I didn't. I open the door, I knock on the door, I open it. I say, hey, house mom told me to tell you that I have my friend here, and she's just here to pick up something. The door girl had the nerve to automatically start being passive aggressive, yo. She was like, no, house mom told you to ask me if you can have your friend here. And you see how I'm doing my head? That's exactly what she did. She's over here catching attitude in her neck with me. And then in my brain, and then, bruh, let me not say that. I'm gonna wait to say that. So after she said that, I was like, I took a pause because I'm like, okay, you're automatically becoming aggressive. For what? I don't understand. You said, when am I gonna get my mansion? I don't want to put a timestamp on it because it can happen at any moment. You're cute as hell. Thank you. You said she was just being lazy. She was being weird. Definitely lazy, considering the fact that she be standing up to leave to go talk in the back any other time. I'm like, anyways, after I took a moment to breathe, once I realized that she's getting an attitude, I was like, no, house mom told me to tell you that my friend's here. And then she cuts me off. While I'm talking. And she repeats what she's saying with an attitude. And I promise you guys, I wanted to slam the door in her face so bad. Because this could go one or two ways. I'm either going to go back and forth with you and disrespect you, or I could be disrespectful and slam this door in your face, and then you really are going to have something to tell the house mom to try to get me in trouble for whatever reason. And it's like, you've been here at this club for a long ass time. If anything, you should be chilling and doing your door girl duties and just be cool, instead of taking something so minor so seriously to the point that you're not allowing yourself to communicate effectively because you were confused about what was going on. It's okay to be confused and not know what's going on. But if you're old as hell, you're in your 40s. If she's not in her 30s, definitely her 40s. Your husband is the floor man. You guys have a family. You've lived longer than me. You should know how to handle miscommunications and misunderstandings without you getting a freaking attitude and cutting people off. Dead ass. I'm literally 24. If I can realize that, and even with me acknowledging that I felt a way about you even saying something in the first place when you could just talk to me, but instead I came to you calmly and you're over here doing all of this, you're nuts. You're nuts. I didn't slam the door in her face. I let her talk. And she repeated herself, and she was like, no, she told you to ask me, da-da-da-da. She was like, the waitresses, you know, they don't just have people just come in. The bartenders don't. The other dancers don't. Da-da-da-da. And the way that I just breathed is the way that I breathed when she said that. And the way, like, you're not crazy. You're not crazy, but you know that when you do that breath to stop yourself from doing something crazy. Yeah. It was one of those. And I kid you guys not, the way I ended that conversation, I gave her the most fakest smile. Because I had to do that to stop myself from going off on her. But I was going to go off on her by telling her about herself. Like, who are you talking to? Like, who are you talking to, bro? We're on a floating rock in the middle of nothing. There's absolutely no way you are acting like this because I have somebody coming to pick up my friend's ID. There's absolutely no way. So I was just like, okay. And then I closed the door very hard. I didn't slam it like I wanted to, but I closed it very hard. And then I talked to my homegirl about it. She was like, don't let it get to you. And I was like, valid, I'm not going to let it get to me. However, I'm going to acknowledge that I'm irritated. And that's how I go about things. Whenever things happen and it triggers me or it irritates me, I allow myself to feel that, because it's better to feel something than to just dismiss it and then you have resentment. Or also, I didn't want it to ruin the rest of my night either. So after a while, I go back to the house mom. And I'm like, well, since the door girl wants to feel like she's snitching on somebody, there's nothing to snitch for. No one's being sneaky. I tell my house mom, I'm like, yeah. I was like, you need to check your friend, because they've been at the club for, I want to say, over 10, 15, 20 years, okay? Basically a long ass time. I told my house, I'm like, you need to check your friend. I was like, I don't appreciate how your friend just disrespected me when I was just trying to tell her what you told me. So I'm telling my house mom the situation. And then initially, the house mom wasn't understanding what I was saying. Like, she was so focused on, at first she was like, no, I didn't tell you to tell her. I told you to ask. And then in my brain, I'm like, it doesn't matter if I use the word tell or ask. My whole thing is, why would I ask her if it's okay for my friend to be inside. If my friend has already been sitting in here for 10 minutes, nobody got up and said anything. No security tried to get her out. The door girl sure as hell didn't get up, clearly. All she did was use her phone to text my house mom. Nobody literally physically made it seem like my friend had to get up out of here. So what am I asking her for permission for if she's already sitting here? That doesn't make any sense to me. At the end of the day, you're getting told the same information, whether I use the word tell or ask. Either way, I'm literally communicating with you the intentions on why this person is here. It's very simple. It's not that big of a deal. And then my husband was like, well, you know, she could get in trouble. You know, we have a camera. She can get in trouble for like people coming for free and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what does any of that have to do with what I'm telling you? I'm literally telling you that I don't appreciate her tone. I'm not talking about her being upset or being confused. I'm talking about her tone with me. It's two different things. And then one of the other dancers, she was trying to consolidate me in the situation because she's very like protective over me because she knew my sister and stuff like that. So she was like, well, what's going on? The door girl hasn't been back here to tell house mom anything. And then I'm getting more irritated by that because I'm like, you don't even know the situation. I'm like, I know you're trying to help, but that's literally not what I'm saying. Like, no, she didn't have to get up. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. She didn't get up out of her chair to do nothing. She wanted to use her phone to create unnecessary chaos because she wants to be petty and messy for no reason. And she's too old to be acting like that. And I'm not going to bring race into it at all. I'm not going to bring race into it at all. She's not one of me. She's not one of us, though. She's the other. And that's cool. It's cool. My house mom is too. My house mom is white. The door girl is white. The manager on the weekends, white ladies, okay? But I'm not going to bring race into it because I feel like fuck whatever you physically look like. If you tripping, you're fucking tripping. Like, you're just tripping. But yeah, so once I'm telling the dancer, I'm like, you're not understanding what's going on. So then I tell my house mom, I'm like, I feel like you're invalidating my feelings and I feel like I'm not being understood, so I'm going to stop talking. And then the dancer, she was like, no, like, what's wrong? And then the house mom tried to get me to understand what she was saying. And I'm like, house mom? And I respect my house mom. She literally just gave me 2 dresses. I love my house mom. So that's why I'm able to, again, me being emotionally mature amongst adults that are older than me by 20, 30 years, I was able to sit and reflect and be like, I don't desire beef with my house mom. But she has to understand that she's not understanding me. And we need to be logical here. You over here telling me about how she's feeling. I'm over here telling you about how I'm feeling. That's why I came back here to tell you about how I'm feeling. I feel like your friend was disrespectful as fuck over something stupid for no reason, thinking that she can talk to people any kind of way. And being a dancer, I really think that people think they can talk to us or treat us any kind of way because we're dancers. And it's just like, there wouldn't be no club without us, first of all. Second of all, we're all here serving our own purpose. Nobody's more superior than the next person. 3, I respect my elders. You know, bro, there was so much I wanted to say. I respect my elders. So I'm not going to be rude. But you got to respect people younger than you as well. Just respect all around, bro. So I end up telling my house mom, I'm like, I literally have invited people over before, and I will literally tell her, hey, these are my friends. You know, sometimes I would say, hey, can I get some passes so that I can give them to my friends, and she'll give them. Other time my friends come, I would just say at the door, hey, this is my friend. If she genuinely did not get the memo that the person that was walking through was someone that was a friend of mine to pick up something, if she didn't get the memo, that's valid. That is 100% valid if you didn't get the memo. However, it's not okay for you to assume the worst and then project that and then talk to me crazy when I'm literally giving you the reassurance that you are asking for. Because why else would you reach out to the house mom if you didn't want a solution? Okay, I'm giving you the solution by giving you reassurance on what's going on, and here you are talking crazy for absolutely no reason. And on top of that, y'all be handing out free passes to customers that don't even spend money in there. Y'all let customers that come into this club every day and don't spend $1 on nobody, y'all give them so much leeway. But you want to try to get an attitude because my friend needs to pick up an ID? You're crazy. You're freaking crazy. You're crazy. Because my house wanted to be like, you know, and we're not even supposed to give out guest passes at the door. And I'm like, well, that's what the freak she does. Or she did. Because she's supposed to be cool. What the hell? But, so after I told my house mom that, she was like, okay. I understand now. I wasn't aware that you guys had a situation before where you invited your friends and you communicated with her by telling her that these were your friends. And I'm like, exactly, that's the whole point that I'm making. But if she generally didn't know, that's okay. But don't catch an attitude is my whole point. So then my house mom was like, oh, I'll talk to the manager about it. I don't think she is, because again, 3 ladies that have been at this club for a long ass time, they're not, I don't have any expectations. So then I get called on stage. Fortunately, I'm able to dance it out. And then her husband shows up to work, because the door girl's husband is the floor man. And the Gemini in me was like, I want to address him. Because I still needed to get this experience off my chest. And I was like, I need to talk to her husband. Whether he agree with me or not, I gotta talk my shit. Like, whatever. So I played it off cool though. I approached the husband. I was like, can I talk to you about something? He was like, what's up? I was like, you know your wife better than I do. So I don't know. I literally was like, you know your wife better than I do. So I don't know if she's just naturally passive aggressive, but she disrespected the fuck out of me earlier. This is literally what I said. I was like, she disrespected the fuck out of me earlier. And I want to talk to her about it, but there's no point in talking to her about it if she's going to be passive aggressive or if she's going to be dismissive. And I was like, you know her better than I do. And then he just kept saying, well, I don't know the situation. I don't know what happened. So then I'm telling him what happened. And then he wants to, of course, naturally vouch for the wife. But please don't vouch for stupidity and emotional immaturity. And you're a grown-ass adult, too. Y'all are literally 40. Please. Please. That's why I'm like 40. Some people that are 40 are still immature. I swear. I swear. They are. They freaking are. And then the husband's rebuttal, he was like, damn, what did he say? Because he tried to make an analogy to be like, basically, if she's not aware of something, you shouldn't be surprised that she's mad about it. And so then I was like, so it's okay for her to be disrespectful because she's mad? And then right when I was trying to add on to that, he had to go do something and he dismissed him out the conversation, and that was the end of it for the whole night, and I went on about my night, okay? But the point that I was going to make is, at the club, there was a girl that literally got fired because she disrespected the house mom during the daytime. So I'm just like, I know it's 2 different house moms that come in for day and night, and it's different managers for the day and the nighttime. I get it. But the rules that y'all want to have, I guess, are still the same, right? If one of us gets triggered or gets upset and we fight or do something to a customer, we'll get fired or we'll get suspended. If we talk crazy to the house mom, we'll get fired or suspended. So why the hell can the door girl get upset about something, talk to me crazy, and y'all over here trying to validate my feelings, talking about something? Well, she didn't. Well, you should understand why she's upset, because she didn't understand what was going on. You just got people walking through the door. She could have got her ass up and asked me. See, I'm cursing. She could have gotten herself up and simply just asked me. She purposely communicated with the house mom to start unnecessary drama, because she used the word customer for a reason. If we use our context clues, she said that I allowed a customer, waved a customer in. She's assuming that I was trying to bring customer in for free. Whole time you're wrong as fuck. You're wrong as you're already wrong. You're already wrong. But you could have gotten your clarity if you just would have acted right. And that's why I'm just like, I think that they just have, I don't know if it's double standards, or again, they just think that we're the dancers, so we just don't deserve a certain level of respect or fairness in regards to how we can act, but we'll get punished harsher than the next person, and that's not fair. Even as being dancers, we have to learn how to be emotionally mature. We have to learn how to have self-control. We have to learn how to not let anything or anybody impact us, so that we can get our money and go on about the night and not let anything mess up our frequency. We have a lot to deal with mentally that we have to do to even work in this industry. The last thing we need is people that we work with to give us unnecessary bullshit, and then they get treated differently than us but act the same if they get upset. It's literally crazy. And then I had to just, like, I had anxiety. Like, that situation triggered my anxiety so bad. It triggered my anxiety because I know how I wanted to react, but I didn't react. I responded. But it's like, I'm a Gemini. Don't piss me off. I'm a Gemini. Do not piss me off. I know how to handle my stuff, but don't piss me off on purpose just because I'm a kind person. Don't take advantage of my kindness, of my unproblematicness, to feel like you can come at me a certain type of way. Don't do that, because I have no issue telling people about themselves in the most calmest tone of voice. I don't have to get rowdy. I'm going to tell you about yourself, and I don't have to get rowdy. I don't have to physically assault anybody to get my point across either. You don't touch me, I don't touch you. I'm not a fighter, but don't touch me. Don't touch me. There was one incident, I'm going to be honest, there was one incident back in like 2022, I think, when I worked at my club in Charlotte. This girl that I used to be friends with, she literally physically assaulted me because she thought that I wasn't going to show up to the club, because she threatened me to not show up because we had stopped being friends, because she got upset with me for not answering her phone calls when I came to Atlanta. It's a whole story. It's a whole story. But basically, she threatened me by saying, don't show up to the club. Basically, she's going to fight me. And I didn't care. So I still showed up. She saw me outside. I'm in my stripper clothes. I'm in these tall ass heels. And she thought that I was about to sit up here and fight her. It's the fact that other dancers that, again, older than me, all y'all are older than me. She was only 1 year older than me. But all the other dancers that came outside to see what was going to happen, like some petty Netflix Tubi movie shit, They, like, you know how people can be when they want to see a fight happen? They're just being very, like, petty and shit. I don't know where the security or house mom was. But one thing about me, I know how to protect myself. So she's over here standing over me trying to talk shit. She's like, I thought I told you not to come back. I thought I told you not to come back. And I'm just looking at her. So then she punches my face. And I just cover my face. I just cover my face. Because it's like, one, I'm not about to sit up here. And we are outside in this back patio. What do I look like fighting you at a strip club? I'm 20 years old. I think I was 20 going on 21 at the time. What do I look like fighting somebody at a strip club because she's upset because we stopped being friends because of X, Y, and Z? What the fuck do I look like fighting because you're upset? I'm going to always protect myself. I had no scratch or nothing. She tries to get 2-3 hits in. I'm protecting myself. And then after that, I got my pretty ass up. And I got my shit. And I left. And I never stepped foot in that club again. And I ended up going to clubs that were better than that. And I got way more money. Way better clientele. And way better experiences. This is when I started the travel vlogs, you guys. If you've been watching me. For those that have been watching me for a while. That's when I started doing my travel stripper vlogs. And I started traveling up north. I started going to Raleigh for my clubs. So I'm like, I took that situation, transmuted that energy, cried out what I needed to cry out for my frustration, and I bossed the fuck up. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I had no car, no furniture still. But I was saving up my money, though, for what I need to save it for. Honestly, I don't know where the money went. Charlotte money is not the same as Atlanta money, and it's not the same as up north money. I think Charlotte is hella slow. I was telling my friend that earlier. I was like, yeah, in Charlotte, $1,500 would be busy. Versus in Atlanta, if I got $1,500, that would be considered slow for me. So, appreciative for the evolvement, you know what I'm saying? So I took that situation, allowed myself to deal with how I felt, and I got my ass up on a plane first class every single time up north. Every single time. I had my goal set for myself and my experiences. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up north. I had a friend that danced up there, so she let me stay with her. And then when I would go up there other times, I would stay in a hotel, a nice hotel. There was casinos up there. I would go to the casino. I was in an environment where dudes were paying $30 per song, $50 per song. I attracted my first little trick or whatever, and he gave me 6 of his credit cards to use. And he lived all the way up there, and I lived in North Carolina. I bossed up from that situation, from that girl trying to fight me, to a whole different level. A whole different level. You know what I'm saying? But, damn, I forgot the point of me making that story, but... Oh, yeah. I say all that to say... I'm not a physical fighter unless I have to be. But I'm definitely not finna fight in my pleaser heels. Like, I'm not about to scrape up my knee, break my ankles, and do none of this shit because of somebody else's emotional reactions to how they feel about something and they choose to be physical about it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care like how the black community wants to project how that situation looks, but maturity is realizing you have to pick and choose your battles. And it is never beneficial to fight in a strip club. There's literally no reason. Unless you have to. But a lot of times, you don't. I'm like, why am I getting a notification about my gas bill? But anyways, but yeah. So moving forward with that lady, sometimes she's the house mom whenever our other house moms aren't there. And because of how she acted, she's not getting no type of tip money from me. I don't care. Call me stubborn. I don't care. You do not receive money that I had to strip for. And you feel so comfortable to disrespect me. You're not doing that. I'm open to having a conversation with her. You know, because we work in the same place. I'm pretty sure I'm going to invite people to come in. But don't feel comfortable talking to me any kind of way just because I don't fight. Or nobody has seen me fight. I don't like fighting. There's no point in getting that low. Unless my life is in danger, my folks are in danger, or my dog and my family is in danger, you're not going to see me get that low. Because there's so many other ways to settle miscommunications and mishaps without having to be physically violent. And that's just maturity. And I don't know why it's projected that people that are mature are weak when really we're strong, because we're not acting out of emotion. So yeah. And then, oh my gosh, later in the night, this guy made my night though partially. It was more on the slower night tonight. But this man, I was able to get my last like VIP dance before the club closed, so that's always good. But I had to tell him, I'm like, you know, the club closed in 30 minutes. I told you how much my thing is for 30 minutes. And you acted like you understood that. And you know, before you start a VIP room with any customer, make sure you get your money up front, because you have guys that will literally not want to pay you. You can't trust people. And I had to learn that the hard way. Me learning that the hard way was, it was day shift. This happened a year ago, I think. A year or two ago. Day shift. I go to VIP with this customer that literally spent a lot of money on me before already, when we didn't even have, he gave me like $200-300 on the floor, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. He was generous on the floor. So now that we're back in the VIP, you come and see me a second time, now you're acting weird. I could really give y'all a whole like strip club story time stuff. Like, people really be tripping. But yeah, we go to the back. Mr. Sir, you think I'm finna have sex with you back here? Just to be transparent, you think I'm finna have sex with you back here? It's nuts. Nuts. It's nuts. Keep in mind, when I started stripping at white clubs where we didn't have to get fully nude. Dances were $15-20 a song. And our VIP wasn't set up the same though. It was kind of weird until I ended up going to like the bigger clubs and they actually had private VIP rooms, you know what I'm saying? But their VIP rooms were still open to the public. Like, it was set up very weird. But yeah, before I danced in Atlanta, I literally worked at clubs. Like, I worked at Scores in Tampa. Scores in Tampa literally has a whole separate eating area that customers can pay to eat with a dancer on some like champagne room type shit. I worked up north where I was getting paid $50 a song, and I could choose if I wanted to be naked or not, because my club in up north, we had 2 buildings, the main club, and when that club closed, we went next door. I worked at clubs that treated their girls with more value. That's where I started before I came to Atlanta. So when I came to Atlanta, and it's like, okay, the dances here are way cheaper, $5-10 per song. There's only one club I worked at that was $5 per song, and that was Blaze. And that was a few years ago. I did day shift there, never got less than 400 something dollars. So it did what it needed to do for daytime. For $5 per song, can't beat that. But it was hot and I didn't want to do that. And I'm just like, yeah, we're going to go to a $10 club. So that's how I ended up where I'm at now. And my sister used to work there. So I was always just like familiar with it. And that's how I got in there. But yeah, it's like I worked at clubs that just valued their girls, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do anything for money, because I think that some men, not only do they naturally just want to devalue women, but I think in other aspects there's other people that really think that we just don't know any better, so we're just gonna settle for whatever. And it's like, no, I don't have to do anything for money, because I've seen lots of money without me having to do anything for it. The man that gave me 6 of his credit cards, still to this day, doesn't even know my real name. He would literally he would transfer me money through Walmart. He would make the effort to go to Walmart where he lived to send me money, and I would get it from a Walmart where I live. He made efforts, okay? Never had sex, never touched him. He would get my hotel rooms for me before I was 21 years old to check in by myself. You know what I'm saying? I've been exposed to different. And I listen to Shira 7. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not going to sit here and let you think that I'm finna sit here and do X, Y, and Z with you. And I literally had my first experience with you, and it was very prosperous. Now you're being weird. And I think he tried to not pay me or something. But I basically went in his wallet. I don't give a fuck. But there was a reason why I went in his wallet. He knew that I went in his wallet, because I literally was sitting on his lap and I opened it. I opened it in front of him because he was trying to be funny and just not go ahead and pay me. So that's why I went in his wallet and I grabbed the money myself while sitting on his lap where he could see. And he definitely tried to snatch that shit back. And I'm like, you still got to pay me. And he pushed me hard as fuck. So I don't know what I did. I think I grabbed the money because he tried to take all the money back. He tried to take all the money back, you guys. And I'm like, you're literally sitting over here tripping out and your dick's out. Like, you're literally... I'm like, you over here doing all of this because I don't want to fuck you is crazy, even though I told you that I don't do that. Like, what the hell? I don't mind telling people what I'm not going to do. It's one thing to tell a customer whatever to get them back there, but I've just been very comfortable just straight up just being like, I'm not having sex with you. And I say that because there's guys that will go to VIP or pay a certain amount of money and you don't got to do too much talking. They ask you, hey, how much is this? You tell them. They say, hey, let's go. And then you go back there and they're very respectful. They enjoy the dance. They enjoy the company. And they move on with their lives. That's what I'm used to. I'm not finna sit up here and have chaos over some dollars. We're not finna do that. I'm Tommy. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the story time. But yeah. And he tried to grab all the money and I snatched it. And you know how fucked up my club is? Well, this manager, not the club, it's just a building, but the manager specifically. These folks cared so much to protect the customer because they thought the customer was going to file a police report. How you going to file a police report because I went in your wallet when you were literally... I'm sitting on your lap. I'm sitting on your lap. You see that I'm... You saw what I was doing. I wanted you to see that I was getting the money. I wasn't trying to be sneaky. The fuck? But what you going to tell the cop? What you going to tell the cop? Because you're going to tell the cop that you was trying to get me to fuck you. And we literally have a whole sign on the way to our VIP rooms that says prostitution is not allowed. Whatever girls might have gotten away back there with, whatever. That's neither here or there. Regardless, with this situation in particular, with this guy who already gave me money before, you're acting funny. Cause I'm just like, if the police were to go into favor of a man that's complaining because he couldn't get his dick wet, the system is definitely flawed. Because as a dancer, as a lady, if I don't want to have sex with you for money, I don't have to have sex with you for money, especially at my club, especially for $300. If I don't want to fuck you for $300, that's literally what I would tell the cop. He's upset because I wouldn't fuck him for $200, $300. He took his dick out without my permission. I swear, if he would have found something for real and all that drama, and if I would have gotten fired over that dumb shit, I swear, it would have been an uproar. I think I would have filed a lawsuit and I would have won that, because that's so stupid. Like, there's no way to... Anyways, and my house mom was like, this is why you need to get your money up front to avoid those type of situations. Bet, got it. So ever since then, never had an issue. Never had an issue. Until tonight. I do try to be a little bit funny, but I'm gonna get there. But yeah, but my manager, he literally, and this has happened twice so far at my club. The manager was like, to avoid any issues, at least give him like half of the money back. And that's why I'm just like, niggas want to use manipulation, like calling the police, to put fear into the situation just to get what they want. That man wasn't going to go to the police for real. I wish he would have. Because the way I would have been like, he's so upset because I wouldn't fuck him for $200, $300. I was not going to prostitute myself because that's against the law in Georgia. Or that's just against the rule at my club in general. I would have screamed that on top of my lungs in that courthouse. Oh God, I would have screamed that so loud. Because look at yourself, a grown-ass man crying because you couldn't get your dick wet. So after that experience as well, I haven't really trusted my manager the same. So I'm still like cordial with him. Like, he'll say hi and talk to me, but I don't feel like acting buddy-buddy with someone that doesn't care to protect me and cares to protect a sexually frustrated man instead. Like, I'm just never going to feel comfortable doing that. And there was another situation I had to go off on a customer, and oh gosh, I don't know if I told y'all, but this customer basically wanted to act like he didn't owe me $280. Even though I would ask him if he wanted me to keep going. He already gave me $180. Okay, so you owe me the rest. No, I don't owe you that. Da-da-da. I threw that man's food over the bar. He was... So we have a separate section area, y'all. And that's where we were sitting. We were sitting up top. He wanted to go back and forth with not paying me. So it was either his drink or the food. Remember how I said I'm not a physical fighter? I'm not a physical fighter. But I'm going to mess up something of yours to avoid me fighting you. And I guess this is where the other Gemini side comes, where it's like, don't piss me off. It was either I was going to pour that drink on him, because I remember my sister said that she used to pour drinks on customers if they was going to play with her money. That's what I'm saying. People feel like they could play you because you're a lady or you're smaller or whatever the case may be. So you got to show them you're not going to fuck with me ever again. But yeah, I threw his food over the bar. I sure fucking did. Because since you don't want to pay me what you owe me, you're going to be hungry and you just wasted money on food that you can't eat. I don't give a fuck. And you know what's crazy? That man was in the club today. After that situation, he didn't show up for a while. And even in that situation, again, they tried to be like, well, you should just talk to the foreman. They can do and I'm just like, well, I ended up going to somebody after the fact once I calmed myself down, but y'all still didn't try to get my money anyway. Y'all talking about something, y'all gotta look at the cameras to figure out who the man is. This man literally would come in there like every week. He's old as fuck. Y'all know him. Again, y'all don't care to protect us 100%. And there was another situation. A man owed me $240, and he tried to make it seem like I was lying about that, and I'm just like, it was either $240 or $230 or $220. It was something like that. It was, I think it was an odd number, $230. I'm over here telling him, I'm like, or $210 or some shit like that. I'm like, why would I sit here and lie to you about $230? I'm like, that's a very specific number. Why would I lie to you about that? And again, this was a customer that already gave me a lot of money before. It's like, niggas be tripping. And the floorman, who's the floorman, who's the door girl's husband, he's cool, but I wouldn't trust him to ever get your money if a customer owes you money. Like, they don't give a fuck. And then they're like, okay, well, we're going to go look at the cameras to see how long you really danced for. And I'm like, we are in Atlanta. DJs do not play the full songs out here. At these lounges, at these clubs, they don't play the full songs out here. Some DJs do, but not everybody. So I'm over here, I'm talking to the manager and the floor guy. I'm like, no, what sense does it make to look at the camera to see how long I was dancing for, to count that to 3-minute songs if the DJ isn't playing the songs to 3 minutes? Not every song that the DJ is playing is 3 minutes. I literally dance here. I have to count the songs to know how much I'm getting paid. You literally cannot finesse my brain, bro. And in that situation, again, they made that dude only pay me $140. I was mad as fuck. I was mad as fuck. I was mad as fuck because I felt like I wasn't protected. I wasn't protected, and people keep, they keep allowing customers to get over, and that's why these people feel so comfortable to disrespect us or not value us enough to not play with our time and money. And what makes it even worse, it be the dudes that feel so comfortable to try to pull their dick out. And I'm gonna be honest, dancing in Atlanta, I've never in my life experienced so many people wanting to pull their dick out. It's been like, I want to say like the past like year at the club has been cool. Like once all that other stuff I just told y'all got out the way, I've had a very peaceful experience. Nobody has pissed me off. No one has done nothing weird. I've gotten all my monies. I made sure I'm straight beforehand. Like, I've been good. I've been good. But before, niggas are tripping. Tripping. And I did not feel protected in any capacity. I promise you, when I worked at the white clubs, it's not to say that white clubs are better than black clubs or anything like that. It's all about just the structure. You know what I'm saying? But I can definitely say, though, the fact that the white clubs private dancers were set up more intimately anyway, with our clothes on, I still didn't deal with people trying to pull their dick out on me. Even when I was in Raleigh, it was a nice-ass club. They literally had us in a whole separate part of the club. It was closed off, and each private room had a big-ass curtain. Like, it was fancy. We're hella secluded. Niggas still did not try to have their dicks out in that situation. And it's just really sad, because it's just like, how come if it's not a white or classy-looking club, people feel like they can just act piss poor? And then as a grown-ass man, why do you feel so comfortable trying to pull your dick out on a stranger? Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? But they be trying to do that. And they do that a lot down here in Atlanta. Like, literally. Man, a few weeks ago, I'm dancing for this guy. And I feel skin. I got off of him so fast. I feel so I said, I'm not doing that. He was like, what? I just wanted you to be on my boxers and just feel this dick. That's literally what he said. Y'all with the stuff I hear, the stuff that I've just become so like numb to is kind of insane. But literally he said that, and I'm just like, you're giving me $50. You're giving me $50. That's so disrespectful. We are in public. We are in public. We are sitting at the bar in public. In this public strip club establishment, at this very public seated bar. And you just feel so comfortable to try to slide your dick out for $50. It's just like, bruh, please. He paid me the $50 because now it's like my energy is different now. Like, we not finna do that. Like before, like I wouldn't let people get away with shit, but at least I could say my energy now is just very much more assertive. Like I'm more like, yeah, nah. Hell no. Hell no. But tonight, this man, you know, that's the whole point. That's what I was trying to say. But earlier tonight, though, a man that I got my last like VIP with for the night, I told him how much my price was for the rest of the night, the 30 minutes. And that's what he wanted to do. He's the owner of a trucking company. So he had his employees down here. They all came from Indiana. And they were here for the truck show. So that's what they were down here for. It already took him 30 minutes to figure out what he wanted to do. He came after 1 o'clock. The club closed at 3 o'clock. He didn't make a decision until 2:20 because he was trying to be like, well, I don't want my employees to say anything about what I'm doing. You know, I'm married and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, if you felt like that, what's the point of coming to a strip club? Like, dead ass. Not even being funny. Because y'all stay trying to use excuses on why you can't do something. You didn't have to force yourself to come to a place that you can't even do anything at. That's stupid. No, that's stupid. I be having to say things back to customers because they just be saying shit just to get you out their face or just to excuse why they're not spending no money. And it's just like, why would you waste your own energy to come into a place that you know that you don't like, or you know that you don't want to do certain things? You purposely chose to come here. No matter how you might twist it, even if you don't want to spend no money, you intentionally came to this environment because you want to look at naked girls, regardless of how you want to word it. You can go to any establishment, look up any lounge in Atlanta that closes at 3 o'clock, and you can watch the same sports, drink the same alcohol, pay the same prices. The only difference is there's no strippers. They be trying to be funny. I see through it all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So he tried to use like that excuse, and then when I told him that, like, well, why would you come then? You know, I basically got him to like rethink his decisions and stuff like that. So eventually he gave in, like 30 minutes later. And I told him, I was like, well, what do you want to do? Because I looked at the clock and I'm like, it's 2:20. So whatever you're trying to do, we got to do it now. Because I'm about to go. I'm like skedaddling immediately. But yeah. So he slides me $100 when we go to the bar because I guess he's trying to be low-key about it. I pay the dude. He goes, does what he does. And then we go to the VIP room. I tell him, like, hey, we have to collect money up front. He's like, okay, how much is it? I tell him. He's like, oh, can you do it for this much? I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's not how much I charge for 30 minutes. So you're not going to get 30 minutes. I was like, you're not going to get 30 minutes. But I ended up finessing it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to still take the money from you for sure. But I went up to the front and I told the floor guy, I was like, hey, change my time to 15 minutes. Even though the guy thought he was getting 30 minutes. No, you're getting 20 minutes. I mean, you're getting 15 minutes. Do you know you don't have 30 minutes? You don't have 30 minutes. You don't have it. So, boom. So we go back there, whatever the case may be. And then I had to finesse myself to get more money out of him or whatever. But he kept trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? And as dancers, again, we are having to like sell fantasy and things like that. So you do have to like play on words. You have to basically make a man feel like he can still have a good time. But it's crazy because you only have to do all of that for men that want to, for men that be trying to do too much or they're too handsy and shit like that. When you go to VIP or just dealing with any customer in general that's real cool, real laid back, they know what they came for, they're not trying to touch you inappropriately, they're a gentleman, they're not trying to do too much, they cool. You don't got to do nothing with them. You literally just have to be present and just be with them because that's what they want you to do. But when you're dealing with those men that want to do too much with their hands and stuff like that, that's when you got to finesse and lie to get what you need, because they're leading with lustful energy. If they weren't leading with lustful energy, they wouldn't get lied to. So it's their fault. If you would just be cool, then things will be fine. But if you're not going to be cool, now I got to lie to you because now you're trying to take advantage of me. So no, I don't deem it as wrong by saying it's their fault, because they want to take advantage anyway. Why would I let you finger me for $265? I'm being so transparent with you guys. Like, why is I'm starting to realize the common denominator here is when people have to give me money in the 200s, they start acting stupid. Literally. I tell him, I'm like, you're doing a lot. I'm like, you're doing a lot. You're going to have to pay me more. You're doing a lot. You're going to have to pay me more. And I was like, you want 30 minutes? I'm like, you're not even paying me my full 30-minute price. So then he gives me like $60 more, y'all. And after he gave me that, I went back to the front. And I told the dude, I'm like, hey, he just paid me the rest of my money, so we could just go ahead and do the rest of the 30 minutes. Just add 15 minutes to what I got already, right? But then when I went back to the room and I started to dance for the guy, my brain kept thinking, I don't think this is how much money I'm supposed to have. Like, my intuition just knew something was off. So I had to play it off, obviously. And hold on, y'all. I gotta plug you guys in so you don't die. But yeah, my intuition figured that something was off. So I had to play it off. And then I realized, yeah, I told him, I was like, yeah, you just have to give me $40 more. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. And I'm like, this is why you have to always pay attention to how a man treats you. Because he's all over here talking about, you're so sexy, you're so this and you're so that. Well, if I'm so sexy and I'm so alluring to your eye, why can't you give me $40 more? In the real world, if you claim to like me so much, how come you only reach out to me when you feel like it and think that somebody finna let you have access to them whenever you want to be around, and then you go ghost and don't do nothing? Women have literally been programmed, or it's been projected that we're so wrong for caring to receive something first before we give out something. But men literally, not all men, but some men literally purposely try to flip script and be like, well, I need a woman to do something for me first before I give her anything. All you want is to get a nut off. Because if that wasn't what you just wanted, you would have stuck around. You would have stayed. You would actually be your friend. And friends talk to each other. At least what I thought. You don't have to talk to people every single day, but friends put in the effort to talk to each other. Am I wrong? How my subscribers talk to me more than you? How my subscribers support my posts more than you? But you won't have access to my body. You want me to believe that you like me just because of your words? Okay. So that's why I be saying, like, the stuff that I be saying makes sense because of my life experiences. That's why I have the mentality that I have, and why Shira 7 helps me to understand things from a more logical place, okay? But yeah, this man literally wanted to, like, finger me for $265. And I'm just like, we're not doing that. I don't even like being touched. I generally don't like being touched. I really don't. I really don't. And it's like, I don't have to be touched to receive $200, $300. I can receive, I literally received $1,300. Just to give examples. I received $1,300 from a guy. Didn't get touched inappropriately. I have a customer that does VIP with me every time he sees me. I always get between like 400, depends on how long he stays. I can get 400, 600, 800, $1,000 from him. He doesn't even want me to get fully naked. He does not want me to get fully naked. He wants me to keep my bottoms on. If I'm used to a certain type of treatment from men that are respectful enough to not be weird, for the men out there like that customer that want to do so much but not, you can't even, like, you're not even trying to pay me for my time appropriately, my guy. You wanted me to compromise $100 because you're talking about some budget, and you have a wallet full of 20s. Get the fuck out of here. You can even give me $40. You can even give me $40, but you want me to let you touch my vagina. Are you for real? So I literally used, like, I wasted that man's time on purpose. I sure did. I sure did, because you don't respect me or value me. I'm so sexy, but you can give me $40. That's all you had left. That's literally all you had left. And you're the owner. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I don't be pressed about people that are owners and stuff like that. Because just because a man is an owner and has money doesn't mean that he's going to give it. It doesn't mean that he's generous. Men are going to be men at the end of the day. And he thought that I was just going to settle and let him do whatever he wanted to do with me. No. I wasted that man's time bad. I started talking the whole time. Actually, I would dance a little bit, and then I'll start talking about something. And they had the nerve to be like, well, give me my money back. And he said that because I need to tell you what I told him. But I'm going to put this up real quick first, because I have a feeling I'm not going to finish it right here. But yeah, when I was telling him how much he owed me, y'all, I was like, I already compromised my time. Even though he didn't know, I told the dude to cut the time short. But for his sake, because he wants to touch on me inappropriately, or wanted to try to, or whatever. Oh my God, the person next to me just threw my train of thought off. I hate that. If I had $1 for every time I lost my train of thought, I would be a freaking trillionaire. My brain be floating all the time. But yeah, you over here saying I'm so sexy, I'm so this, I'm so that. but you don't want to give me what I'm owed. You have to go. Smiley, I'll see you next time. But yeah, so I wasted his time bad on purpose because he wanted to be doing too much, wanted to be weird. And you're supposed to be an owner of a trucking company. Can't give nobody $40 but got a wallet full of 20s. But you want me to allow you to just have your way with me? Absolutely not. Oh, I was telling y'all why he got offended. Okay, so what I told him is I already compromised my time for you. And I was like, I told him, I was like, I would be settling. I was like, I already settled, but I would really be settling if I just let you do whatever you wanted to do with me, basically, is what I told him. Like, you want to do X, Y, and Z, you can't even pay me what you actually owe me for 30 minutes. And he was like, you settled? Well, if you settle, give me my money back then. And I was like, no, because you already tried to touch me inappropriately. You're not getting shit back. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, but no, dead ass. There's no way you think you finna get some type of money back after you try to touch on me inappropriately several times. Absolutely not. The first offense is enough for you to not get shit back, actually, as a matter of fact, because nobody gave you permission to do that. Nobody gave you permission to do that. Okay? And that goes to show too, like, men literally just, some men just assume that women just gonna be going for whatever because they paid something. Like, no. That's not the plot. That's not the plot, and that's not what we're doing. But I was delicate about it. Like, I was like, well, no, we're already back here, so you can't leave. That's what I told him. I was like, well, no, you can't leave yet. We're already back here. It's too late. If he would have tried to reach for that money after I already had my experience with that door girl a couple hours prior, I would have crashed out. He would have got his ass beat. I'm not gonna lie. He would have got his ass beat. I'm like, today is not the day to piss me off. Like, it's really not. Like, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. And this just so funny because the face he made when I said settled, it's just like, sir, there's no way, like, you're being stupid right now. As a grown-ass man, you know you're trying to get me to settle for less. You don't gotta say it, but you know that's what you're trying to do. That's why you didn't pay me my full amount, sir. You're literally wanting me to settle. So why are you getting offended? Because I'm calling you out on what you're trying to do. Whole time I should be the one feeling disrespected because you're trying to touch on my vagina for $265. like please be for real. Please be for real. But I thought that whole situation was funny. I deal with a lot of different people and customers, so it's like I know how to move around it, but I just thought that was funny to add on to my night. And then lastly, I come to this restaurant. I'm in the drive-thru. I'm hearing a lady, I'm hearing her like be like, she's talking to her nephew. And she's giving her nephew advice on hoes and stuff. She's like, yeah, nephew, these hoes ain't shit. You can't trust these hoes. They fuck anybody. I'm thinking this is somebody in the car in front of me. When the car in front of me pulls off, I'm still hearing that voice that I was hearing. And I'm just like, since when did they have black people at the drive-thru window at this Mexican restaurant? I'm like, since when? And it's so funny because she would be like, all right, come on, who's next? Come on, come. I get up there. She's like, what did you have? I was like, I got the breakfast. And then I ask her, I'm like, do you work here? Because I'm like, since when did they, you know, like, no shade, no, you know, no racism or nothing, but this is a Mexican restaurant. I've never seen anybody but Mexicans work here. Like, what are you doing here? And she was like, yeah, no, these my people. I volunteer sometimes. She said, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm like, purr. That is so funny. So then I got my food and then I got on live, and that's how we ended up here tonight. Finally. That's literally what happened. tonight for me, you guys. Sounds overstimulating, right? Right? It does. But the lessons that we can learn today is that being emotionally mature takes a lot of courage to do when you can easily crash out. And when you're someone that's soft, I'm a soft person, but you still gotta hold your ground, because people will literally just think that they can just talk to you or just do you any kind of way. And it's like, no. I feel like in the situations that at the club that I had tonight, the first situation was we not finna be disrespected by someone that could talk to us any kind of way because of miscommunication. And the second thing is we're not gonna let nobody disrespect us because they want us to settle for less than what I actually desire because of what they want to pay by choice to be cheap on purpose, but think they can just have their way with my body. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. There's no way it's 6 a.m. right now. I was trying to figure out why I saw people running. I saw a group of 4 guys running. I was like, what's going on? It's because people are getting ready for the day. I'm going to be tired. I'm already knowing. Whenever I go to sleep this early, I literally need the whole day to reset. But I'm going to force myself to get myself right. But yes, that's how my overstimulating night went, you guys. But we got through it. And the universe took care of us, because when people want to act weird, the universe just gives me a lot of stuff. So, and I'm happy that I was able to share some story times with you guys. I'm gonna do it more often, because if you watched my previous video, then you know, like I said, that I'm about to get back to like doing more of my old content. But I also think that me doing like just story times on live would be equally great too, you know, because people really be tripping, bruh. And you just gotta know how to like talk and deal with people to still get what you need. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram at cmelvng. CMELVNG is pinned in the comment right here. And my Instagram is Instagram is cmelvng. I'm sorry. What part of the stream do you flash us? I don't. Can I, yeah, so you're being weird on purpose, so I'm just gonna hide you. But yeah, I just had to remove that person, because I don't even know what y'all were talking about. It's so funny. I did not know people was commenting all of this. Whenever I'm on live, for some reason, it's like I don't see all the comments. I kid you not. The whole time I was talking to you guys, I did not see any of these comments. That is so funny. And there's a lot of people that were in here at one point in time. I saw everybody kind of trickled down now, which is cool. Safe space. But I did not see these comments. Let's see these comments, y'all. I'm gonna read these comments, y'all. Let's see what the trolls had to say. Who the heck is Smiley? I did not know somebody just kept typing dots either. I did not know all this was going on. Let's see what the trolls got to say. I forgot to say Ellen, I'm sorry. Someone said, damn girl, you look like you could make a Happy Meal cry. I like that. People asking inappropriate questions. You're adorable, Bugs Bunny. Thank you. Someone said, damn, you giving Dome in the back. If you got that from the whole story, then you were not listening correctly. You were not listening correctly. I'm screaming. Y'all are so lustful. This is why we just need to get paid. Because you see, for all the men out here talking like this, y'all all could have cashed at me for real, for real. The way y'all are talking. Y'all are inappropriate as hell. Literally, y'all are all inappropriate as hell. Y'all are trolling. But, I mean, it's just dancing. It's not that deep. I don't know which part in the story you commented that, but I don't know which part of the story you commented that on, but I agree. It is just dancing. It's not that deep. However, dancing requires us to have to deal with so many different energies. So when you're dealing with so many different energies, you can't treat each person the same. That's why I was saying, like, you have guys that are really cool and respectful, and then you have those guys that feel comfortable pulling their dicks out, or you have guys that want to try to, like, sexually assault you. We're literally beating sexual assault every day being a dancer, if I'm just being transparent, you know. But I'm saying I only had to experience a lot of this stuff here in Atlanta. When I worked up north in Raleigh, North Carolina, even when I was in Scores in Tampa, even though I was there for only one night, I didn't experience none of that. When I first started dancing in Charlotte, I really only experienced people trying to pull their dicks out on me at the black clubs, which is so crazy. But it's not to say that people aren't trying it at white clubs, but from my personal experience, it'd be the black clubs that be doing too much. It's like, it be your own people, like, chill. And they want to do everything for cheap. So it's even more disrespectful. You probably travel to Dubai to get the chocolate job. If I go to Dubai, I'm going shopping. And I'm riding camels. And I'm enjoying life. Getting shit on for money is crazy. I like receiving money without me having to do anything. You got the wrong person. I don't desire to get my time wasted for free. But the plot isn't to get paid to have sex. If you're going to have sex, obviously, you know, make sure you're being provided for. You know what I'm saying? Be provided for. Even when dating, like, make sure you're giving yourself to someone that's providing and taking care of you. Because in any event that they want to step out, at least you received something out of it that's tangible to use. But the plot isn't to get used sexually for money. It's to get paid for the fact that you want to use me sexually. Those that get it, get it. Those that get it, get it. Why work for something that can come easy? Coded Real, can I come eat with you? Of course. How do you deal with paying taxes and staying right with the IRS in my line of work, Troy? I have an accountant. I've always had an accountant. When I danced in Charlotte, I had an accountant. Came out to Atlanta, came across an accountant. And my accountant handles everything. And I file things under my LLC. I still have my LLC from when I started my business like 4 years ago. I decided to just keep it because regardless, you can still write everything off. Like, my LLC is literally me. It was for the business, but I also work in film. I can literally write things off for anything model related, work related with tech, camera, anything, dancing. Literally. You said that bite almost killed her. I wonder which bite, because I'm not gonna lie, even those pancakes was irritating me a little bit. I was starting to not like it. Dude, she's only chewing twice before swallowing, living life 1 meal at a time. Honestly, that's not even funny. Actually, that is funny. That's funny because I unintentionally fast, especially when I'm like really busy. It's like I'll eat my breakfast, like I'll prioritize my breakfast, but unless I'm like really hungry, it's rare for me to eat at least twice, 3 times a day. I'm getting better, but yeah. I don't know, the whole getting shit on for money thing, that's definitely a trolling comment, because I don't even get shit on for free. And that's done for sexual pleasures. I don't find no pleasure in that. I don't want to smell it. I don't want... I'm okay. Let's see. I don't know what that person was saying. He was agreeing with Reaper. I think they were trolling together, being inappropriate. You low-key look tea though. Thank you, even though I'm like tired. Even though I'm tired. Someone say you look minor. I'm out. Awesome. People want me to be a minor so bad. Can you guys take my bills with it then? Because if I'm a minor, that means I don't have bills. But I have bills, so I'm not a minor. People want me to be one so bad, but I'm not. I don't have minor bills. I don't have a minor lifestyle, actually. You're beautiful. Thank you, babe. But yeah. I'm all caught up now. People are so funny. It's so funny, like, how trolls work on the internet, because it's like, they'll be like, oh yeah, she gets shit on for money, and they'll say like all this stuff, and then they'll turn around and say something inappropriate. And it's like, you're a grown adult or young adult or teenager, whatever, you're a stranger, and you're literally typing inappropriate things on a screen to get attention, but yet you're trying to troll me. And I'm a troll. Like, I'm a troll, so that's why all that stuff is never gonna work. No one's gonna ever make me feel no way. Even though I've shared that, like, I don't do certain things on the internet because I had like fear of judgment, but that's also on and off, because when I'm locked in, I'm not gonna let what people say get to me, because I'm a troll myself. And again, I work at a strip club. I literally have to deal with trolls in real life, projections in real life. Like, I experience life in real life. So when I'm on the internet is not just the only life experience I have. So it's like, I'm not about to sit here and get butthurt every time someone trolls and says something crazy. You just block them and move on. You just block them and move on. But it is almost 6:30 in the morning. I need to get to my house. I need to go to sleep. I need to relax. So again, thank you guys so much. If you stayed until the end, I appreciate you. For all those that newly subscribed, shout out to you. Welcome to the family. For all those that liked, like gang, love y'all so much. And until next time, bye.